Welcome to Get Your Mind Right. Today, we're diving into your questions and insights in our mailbag segment. Thanks to everyone who wrote in. Let's open up the mailbag.
Hey, good morning. John Johnson here, and welcome to Get Your Mind Right, the world's only podcast devoted to merchant services and digital marketing professionals. Now, Outlook here tells me that it's Friday, and that can mean only one thing. It's Mailbag Day. And this particular episode is all about staying focused, following through, and finding your fire, even when the pace slows down. I'm going to give you a quick preview here. Bailey wants to know how to optimize your time when the workday starts piling up. Hey, it's a real issue, right? You got calls, you got emails, you got proposals, you got support, you got follow-up. How you keep it all moving without losing momentum? And Tyler's asking me some next level operations question about how crucial it is to follow up during the entire life cycle account. Digital onboarding to publishing, to installing schedule to final activation. And with bank changes, how important is it to double check those MCC codes to avoid incorrect fees? And we're going to wrap it up with our old friend Whitney Johnson, and she's bringing me the gut check. How do you stay motivated when sales are slow and momentum feels out of reach? Well, let's get into it. So let's get your mind right. Let's get to work. First of all, our question comes from Bailey Worsdorfer from Evansville, Indiana. Bailey wants to know how to optimize your time during your workday. Well, Bailey, first of all, this is one of the more relatable questions that we get here. Everyone gets a point where their inbox is exploding, and the follow-up list is growing, and the pressure to produce doesn't stop. Your answer here is quite simple. It's all about systems. Here's how to stay productive without burning out. First of all, you got to time block and make it a priority. Own your calendar instead of reacting to the day. Control it. For example, here's a daily rhythm for you. From 8 to 9, you clear out urgent emails and messages. Next couple hours is your prospecting, your outreach. By the way, Bailey, this is your highest value activity. Right before lunch, I'm going to spend an hour on proposals and follow-up works. For the hour and a half after lunch, I'm going to do my merchant check-in and support. And 2:30 to 4, my partner calls and admin wrap-up. Now, a couple things I want to mention, and this absolutely eats up digital marketing and merchant services professionals everywhere. That is their email. This is a problem for me. Just give me a second. I'm going to check my email. That email is always yapping at you, distracting. Truth of the matter is, really only need to check your email a couple times a day. And you can do that in 4 hours and or at the very end of the day. So you're saying, hey, I'm looking for something urgent to come in. All right. If that is the case, then check, but don't answer emails. You could go through a couple of hundred emails very, very quickly and high grade those that look like they need attention right now. Bailey, I want you to remember you're never going to have a perfect day, but structure is going to give you the baseline for that perfect day. Now, my second thing I want you to do is to stack your tasks by your personal energy level. Don't burn brain power on emails when your energy is high. Use that time for selling. Save those administration tasks for late in the day. Bailey, if you're feeling sharp mid-morning, schedule calls during that window and push low-impact tasks to later. For those high-impact activities that make your money, make sure you are the very best and energetic version of you. Bailey, if you're not already employing the 80-20 rule, I want you to do that. Ask yourself, what 20% of my actions are driving 80% of my results? Focus there first. Let's say that 80% of your closed deals come from referrals and follow-up. That means lead sourcing on Facebook or cold LinkedIn DMs should come after that core 20% is handled. Lastly, Bailey, the weekly review is your secret weapons. Here's what I like to do. It's different for everyone. On Saturday morning or Sunday afternoon, I want to take 15 minutes to ask, what did I actually get done this week? What slipped through the cracks? What needs to be locked in for next week? And most importantly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to schedule out my next week. What this means is things, let's say you've got a call block and you got 40 calls you need to make. Some people, that's going to be tougher. You need to be in the right mental space. You're going to burn a lot of calories. I am going to put that on my calendar. I'm going to say it's important enough to be scheduled, and therefore I'm not going to push it off. I'm going to get it done. Write it down, keep yourself honest, and optimize with intention. So, Bailey, bottom line is you don't need to do everything in a day. You need to do the right things consistently. I appreciate the question. Tyler Green, next. He writes from Boonville, Indiana, and he says, why is following the entire process from a merchant to an application to installation, why does this matter? And as a rejoinder, he put, in quotes, MCC codes are no joke. So I love this question. This goes deep and it's critical. Too many reps hand off too many things and move on. The best reps, they track the ball until it crosses the goal line. Let's break this down, Tyler. Let's talk about digital onboarding to site launch, because when it comes to Viv, onboarding isn't just a formality, it's the experience. If your merchant stalls mid-onboarding, gets confused by a domain question, doesn't finish the intake, it's what? Their digital launch gets delayed. Their enthusiasm drops. You lose momentum. You risk this merchant canceling. Your job doesn't end when they say yes. Follow through. Check in 24 hours after they submit forms. Confirm that their GoDaddy transfers went through. And coordinate with your digital success team. They're going to be glad to hear from you, Tyler. And when you stay with your merchant through the finish line, guess what? They're going to refer you more and they're going to stay longer. It's not just good selling for you. It's good practice and it's good business. It's doing the right thing. The next thing you ask is, how do we handle this from installing the scheduling to live processing? Well, on the payment side, same mindset. Is your install scheduled? Great. But don't assume everything's smooth or everything is done. Did all the parties actually show up for the call or for the installation? Did the equipment arrive on time? Are they trained and live with transactions? Again, these are all things you can easily check on. You just got to put that in your system. Make sure you do it. Call the merchant on the day of the install. Call them again 48 hours later. Make sure they're up and running and happy. A live install is not the end. It's just the start of that long-term relationship with you. And third thing, Tyler, on your rejoinder, let's talk about MCC codes and the risk of lazy boarding. And this is where things get a little technical and can get costly, because with the switch and sponsoring banks and processors, incorrect MCC codes, which are merchant category codes, can result in downgraded interchange, extra fees on the first statement, and automatic account holds or reclassifications. All things that we do not like. What's this mean? Well, if a retail store is boarded as high-risk travel agency, their effective rates could be way off. Guess who's going to get blamed? You, Tyler. Check your own boarding forms. Ask the deployment team to verify MCC codes before the first statement runs. It's 60 seconds of work, or even less than that could be an email. It could save your merchant relationship. So, Tyler, the bottom line is you're your merchant's trusted guide. Own the handoff, see it through. Thanks for the question, Tyler. And last, we're going to end the show with Whitney Johnson from Evansville, Indiana. She's a frequent contributor and asker of questions. And she wants to know, how do you stay motivated when sales are slow? Whitney, this is the real stuff. Everyone loves the game when it's hot. Everyone loves you when you're hitting the last second game winners. What do you do when it gets cold? What do you do when you start missing last minute game winners? Well, here's some tips on how I stay dialed in during the slow stretches. And the first thing is, and this is a tough one, is you want to separate your performance from your identity. You're not your production. Sales numbers go up, sales numbers go down, but your commitment shouldn't. Never want you to forget, a down month doesn't make you a bad rep. It just makes you a rep. Stay grounded. Don't panic. Stay in rhythm. Be true to yourself. Stay with what works. The thing I like to do when I'm down is to create short-term wins. If things feel slow for you, go hunt wins that you control. Set 5 new appointments. Reconnect with 10 prospects you haven't talked to in a while. Deliver 3 or 4 merchant check-in calls. Send some "Are you still good?" text to pending installs. This activity you're going to find brings confidence, and confidence attracts deals. Next thing, Whit, is I want you to learn something new here. Use the downtime to grow. Reconnect with your training. Read a sales book. Shadow another rep. Role play with another rep on a new objection. Growth keeps your mind moving. Progress becomes the motivator when temporarily production is suppressed. So last thing, Whit, and I'm bringing this up because I know you have a vision board here, but when you're feeling this way, tap back into your why. Go back to the core. Why are you doing this? Are you doing this for your family? Are you doing this for yourself, for freedom? Are you building something that no one else sees? That's why it's so important to keep that vision board happy and conspicuous in front of you all the time. You keep it with you in your notebook, your planner, your wallet. Look at it every day until that fire kicks back in. Now, my final thought for you, Whitney, is that the slow season is your chance to build while others in this situation wait or pout or get depressed. Rhinos don't wait, they charge, even when they're stuck in the mud. Now, folks, that's a wrap on another mailbag. We've got some good stuff today. How to structure your time when it feels like too much. How to follow the process all the way for a cleaner install and a happier client. And how to stay fueled even when your sales are down. So what's next? I think you know what's coming. Get your Rhino on. Take what you learn, hit the field, and charge at your goals. No distractions, no hesitations. And hey, before you hit that off button, don't forget to follow, share, and like, and tell your friends about our podcast. By the way, I've got a blog that drops every Monday as well. No excuses, just actions. I'll see you here Monday on Get Your Mind Right.